Detroit Lions' bold move. Could Trey Hendrickson be the missing piece to a Super Bowl run? The Detroit Lions' relentless pursuit of a championship. The Detroit Lions have been a franchise in transformation over the past few years. Once considered an afterthought in the NFL, the Lions have steadily built a formidable team under head coach Dan Campbell and general manager Brad Holmes. With a strong offensive unit led by quarterback Jared Goff and an improving defense featuring the rising star Aiden Hutchinson, Detroit has positioned itself as a legitimate contender in the NFC. However, one glaring issue remains: the inconsistency of their defensive line. As the 2024 NFL season unfolded, it became increasingly clear that while the Lions' offense had taken a leap forward, their defense still struggled to generate consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The pass rush, in particular, has been a weakness that the team must address if they hope to make a deep playoff run. Injuries have further complicated matters, as Aiden Hutchinson suffered a fractured tibia and fibula, severely impacting the team's ability to disrupt opposing offenses. In response to these defensive struggles, the Lions made a short-term move by acquiring Zadarius Smith. While Smith has provided valuable experience and production, he is 32 years old and in the final year of his contract. He is not a long-term solution to Detroit's pass-rushing woes. To build a truly dominant defense capable of contending for a Super Bowl, the Lions need to invest in a premier pass rusher who can pair with Hutchinson and create havoc for opposing quarterbacks. That's where Cincinnati Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson enters the conversation. Trey Hendrickson, the missing piece for Detroit's defense. Trey Hendrickson has established himself as one of the most dominant pass rushers in the NFL over the past few seasons. With back-to-back campaigns of 17.5 sacks, he led the league in sacks during the 2024 season, proving to be a relentless force on the defensive front. His ability to consistently pressure quarterbacks has made him a nightmare for offensive coordinators, and now, with reports suggesting he is available for trade, the Lions have an opportunity to make a franchise-altering move. The Bengals' decision to entertain trade offers for Hendrickson stems from contract negotiations that have reportedly stalled. Cincinnati has granted Hendrickson permission to explore other options, creating a window for teams like the Lions to make a move. Detroit, desperate to solidify its defense, finds itself in a prime position to negotiate for Hendrickson's services. If the Lions were to acquire Hendrickson, they would immediately upgrade their defensive line and form one of the most feared pass-rushing duos in the league with Hutchinson. A dominant pass rush is crucial in today's NFL, as it disrupts opposing quarterbacks, forces turnovers, and alleviates pressure on the secondary. With elite quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts leading top-tier offenses, having a formidable pass rush is a necessity for any team with championship aspirations. The Lions' interest in Hendrickson is not just about immediate impact, it's about building a defense that can sustain success over the long term. A move for Hendrickson would signal that Detroit is not just looking to make the playoffs but is serious about competing for a Super Bowl. The cost and implications of acquiring Hendrickson. While adding a player of Hendrickson's caliber would undoubtedly bolster the Lions' defense, such a move would come at a significant cost. Reports suggest that the Bengals are seeking at least a second-round pick for Hendrickson, though the price could climb to a first-round pick depending on how negotiations unfold. With Detroit's third-round pick in 2025 already sent to the New York Jets in a previous trade, parting with a high draft pick would be a tough decision. However, given the immediate impact Hendrickson could provide, it might be a necessary one. Beyond draft capital, Detroit would also need to address Hendrickson's contract situation. As an all-pro talent, Hendrickson is expected to seek a lucrative extension, potentially exceeding $30 million per year. The Lions must carefully structure a deal that balances rewarding Hendrickson's elite production while maintaining long-term salary cap flexibility. Detroit already has several key players they will need to retain in the coming years, so ensuring financial sustainability is crucial. If the Lions were to successfully land Hendrickson, they would send a strong message to the rest of the NFL. They are all in on competing for a championship. Pairing Hendrickson with Hutchinson would give Detroit a defensive front capable of dominating the NFC, making them a legitimate Super Bowl threat. Additionally, Such an acquisition would provide a level of insurance against injuries, ensuring that the team maintains a high level of defensive play throughout the season. Ultimately, the decision to pursue Hendrickson comes down to the Lions' willingness to sacrifice draft capital and financial resources in the short term for a potentially game-changing addition. If they believe that he is the missing piece to a Super Bowl run, they should act aggressively to secure him. Conclusion: a defining moment for the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are at a crossroads. They have built a strong foundation but must now take the necessary steps to solidify their defense and maximize their championship window. Trey Hendrickson represents a rare opportunity to acquire a proven pass rusher who can transform the Lions' defensive unit. While the price may be steep, the potential rewards, an elite pass rush, a more balanced defense, and a legitimate shot at a Super Bowl, make this a move worth considering. If the Lions are serious about making a deep playoff run and cementing themselves as one of the premier teams in the NFL, acquiring Hendrickson could be the bold move that pushes them over the top. The coming weeks will be crucial as Detroit weighs its options and determines whether to make the trade that could change the trajectory of their franchise. What do you think? Should the Lions go all in and acquire Hendrickson, or should they hold on to their draft capital and seek other solutions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.